What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. You don't like it, you can have that seatbelt.
So yesterday, Nvidia showed off DLSS5, and if you thought game keys were a heated discussion, yeah, you haven't seen anything yet. So Nvidia showed off DLSS5, and it's some technology that makes the character models, due to the lighting, look drastically different. And there's back and forth online on whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, but judging by the responses online, it's leaning heavily into the negative. And there's people that think this looks horrible, and there's people that think this looks amazing. And I'm seeing the people that thinks that this looks incredible, they are confused as to why there's so much pushback to this. Now, in my opinion, I don't think that it looks horrible, but like I said yesterday, while I don't think it looks terrible, I think that this is something that will screw with the artistic intent. And the way the game looks is not the whole reason why people are upset. It's not just how this is making the games look. It's what this could potentially present. And also what, like, this is about what future could be had based on what's happening now with DLSS5. And that's the big reason why there is a lot of pushback for this. Now, at first glance, you may see some of these images and you'll be like, oh, wow, that's a huge difference. This looks a lot better. But there's a reason why we are being shown, one, a limited, very limited amount of footage, and also probably a reason why a lot of these comparisons is just the character just standing there barely doing anything or barely moving. And the reason for that is because with these heavy AI filters, and that's what it is, they are subject to huge image breakup. Like the fact that they're not showing these characters moving around and all of this stuff a whole lot kind of tells the whole story there. Is because they know, at least at this point in time, with this applied, these character models are probably subject to huge image breakup. Because this is, like I said, this is pretty much like a face filter, like an advanced face filter. So they move too fast, or they move like there's gonna, trust me, there are gonna be examples where it doesn't look too hot as soon as they move. And they know this. That's why they're barely showing these people there. Everybody's pretty much stationary. But one of the main reasons, like I said, isn't just how it looks, it's what it represents. Because with a tool like this potentially means more layoffs. It potentially means less human workers. And it also could, in a way, promote laziness. I mean, what is to stop these developers from optimizing their games even less, coming out with mediocre looking character models, and then just pressing the make him look realistic button? That is what a lot of people are worried about. It's not just how it looks, it's how it's getting there. And I think a lot of people are also worried that because of this kind of technology and the prices of these things skyrocketing due to AI, we may end up with a future where these graphics cards these new graphics cards end up not being actually really that much more powerful than the one you currently have. It just has more AI neural networks and filters and stuff like that. So you're pretty much gonna be paying probably for newer graphics cards that aren't necessarily more powerful than the ones that you have, and you might actually get to the point where they're less powerful than the one that you currently have. Now, the debate with the artistic intent actually reminds me a lot of what goes on in the movie industry when it comes to these Blu-ray and 4K remasters. A lot of these movie companies are starting to look to AI to do remasters instead of doing it the real way, because when it comes to actually really remastering a movie for like a 4K release or something like that, if it's a actual real restoration, what the company is supposed to do is to go back to the original negative for the film and scan each each scene of the film, of the movie, like each individual, scan it and then do the restoration that way, which, if you can imagine, that takes a bunch of time, it takes a bunch of labor, it takes a bunch of money. So with AI, these companies, they don't want to do that anymore. So now a lot of these companies are simply taking the Blu-ray master and running an AI filter through it to have it be 4K. And the problem with that is that AI is not perfect. So AI will try to predict what it thinks something is supposed to look like. But the problem is when a movie, especially a movie that is shot on film, that has film grain, and say you have something in the background, a character in the background that's not as clear as, or is not in focus like the main character, the AI gets confused and doesn't know what to do, and sometimes makes that character look like Baraka. So that's the reason why you'll see a lot of some of these 4Ks, especially a lot of the ones of James Cameron movies, flop because no one wants to buy them, because they have tarnished what the movie is supposed to look like. There's a reason why Terminator 2 is the 4K that nobody wants. There's a reason why nobody really wants to buy the 4K for True Lies. There's a reason why everybody has an issue with Aliens in 4K. It's because they use AI, they try to scrub the grain, and it does not look how the movie is supposed to look. So that's something I think you guys need to take into consideration when you see people that are really upset about this. It's not just how it looks, it's what it could potentially represent. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section.